American taxpayers each year. Well, I guess that other company might be wrong.
Get your money back with Liberty Tax. We know how to count it.
Well, got Obamacare? The White House is asking that question because the deadline is tomorrow. But check out this survey from the Kaiser Family Foundation. 6 in 10 uninsured adults don't even know the deadline is March 31st. Half of those people without insurance will not have coverage this year. There is some good news. If you have started applying and cannot finish by March 31st, you'll get some extra time. What does that extra time mean? A lot of these lines turn out to be very gray. HLN contributor and political science professor Jason Johnson joins me now to break this all down. Jason, good to see you. Good morning. What does it mean if you miss that deadline of March 31st? Break that down.
It doesn't mean anything right now, and that's what's so interesting about this. This is like the worst assignment ever. They just keep extending deadlines, This week, the White House announced that there are 14 exemptions if you weren't able to sign up for the Affordable Care Act by tomorrow, March 31st. So it's really vague as to when the hard deadline is to sign up for this year.
And the hard penalties. Let's talk about that.
Right.
If you don't sign up, you're supposed to be penalized.
Yes.
Will that happen?
That will happen potentially maybe next year if you get caught. Now, we all know that the IRS isn't necessarily the strongest entity when it comes to the United States government. Now, the worst that can happen to you, you either get a $95 flat rate or 1% of your income. That will kick in 2015. Of course, after the midterm elections. Yeah. But Congress made sure the IRS has no way of really investigating as to whether you're lying. So you could put on your tax return that you got insurance and you really didn't, and you won't get a penalty.
It's the honor system, and that's what a lot of people are having trouble with. You know, the honor system's all well and good. There are bad apples out there. Let's talk about the midterm election. You point out specifically that some of these things go into effect after them because obviously the administration worried that it will affect the midterms. Democrats worried. Do you think they should be?
Oh, of course. You know, look, this bill is still not very popular. Only 39% of the U.S. population says that they agree with and think the Affordable Care Act is a good idea. But ultimately, you know, the Democrats are going to lose this fall anyway. And no one really wants to hear it, but it's the 6th year of a 2-term president. Usually you take hits. Reagan did and Clinton did to a certain extent, and even Bush did. So Affordable Care Act doesn't help, but Obama was already in trouble.
So if you see the Republicans taking back the Senate in midterms, what do you see happening to the Affordable Care Act? Do you see a significant transition or just the president spending the next 2 years fighting off some of the changes that they try to make?
I think they're going to try and make changes. I think they're probably going to vote again to get rid of it, and the president is not going to allow them to do so. But what I hope is this as an American citizen. This has been a 6-year fight about the Affordable Care Act. I hope that if the Republicans take over the Senate, they're more focused on 2016. They're more focused on the economy than they are on fighting over this bill, because I don't think this bill is going to go anywhere. The president certainly won't happen, and even in 2016, I don't think anyone's going to change it.
It's going to be all interesting to see. It will play out, I'm sure, very exciting way, no doubt. Jason Johnson, thanks for being with us. Good to see you.
All right, so the glass sneaker finally